This is Andre, and I just wanted to reach out to you folks today. Being this is Valentine's weekend, I would like to share something with you that, as you know, Valentine's is all about relationships, and I want to share a couple tips with you folks as far as relationship where we can apply it to our business, our online business. And with that being said, just like a relationship, you need to keep the spark in the relationship. You need to keep it fresh. You need to keep it, spontaneous, exciting, and so as our business. Our business, our content, our videos, everything that we do, it pertains same thing like a relationship. You should treat your business like a relationship, just because it kind of relates to each other. And talking about relationships, I guess some of the questions out there I get from my emails and blogs and everything else is that why am I not connecting? Why am I not connecting with my audience? Why am I not connecting with um, my clients out there or my sales? Why am I not getting any response or you know to that aspect? And if you think about it as a relationship, it's the same thing. If you came home from work and expected your wife or your girlfriend to have dinner on the table, and being that you've been on the road all day, you've been working your butt off, coming home, and there's nothing on the table, what would be your expectations? What would be your attitude? And it's the same thing like online business. People follow you, people, clicked on your blog, clicked on your Facebook, clicked on your Twitters, and they're looking for food, internet food. What do you have on the table to offer to them? And it's relative as far as a relationship as well as your business. So just like a relationship where you need to keep it exciting, spontaneous, interesting, and it's the same thing with your blogs. It's the same thing with your social medias. It's just a tip on my part and my experience, just passing it on to you folks, that if there's no response, there's no reaction, or any kind of um, clicks or anything, there must be something that you need to do. It's the same thing like the relationship. If you left a relationship 1 year the same way like how you left it 1 year ago, and it's still the same, bottom line is you haven't grown. The relationship hasn't grown. And it's the same thing with your online business. If you don't see any results, you don't see any sales, one of the reasons I would say is we need to go back, or you need to go back, check your content, check your blogs, check your everything that you're doing, and see how you can make it exciting, how you can make it relatable to everybody that's looking at your blogs, and what kind of food you're putting out there. Are they eating it? Are they interested in your food? Are they even thinking about it? Is it appetizing? That's the kind of stuff that you need to look at as far as starting your business or ongoing business. And that's what I want to leave with you folks today. Being Valentine's weekend is relating my business and as well as yours as if it was a relationship, with a spouse, girlfriend and a wife, or a husband or a boyfriend. So I just want to leave that with you folks, and hopefully it gave you some kind of thought on you know, what the outcome could be as far as the relationship as well as your business. And I got some links down below. Go ahead and click on those links and find out more what my business is all about. And I'll talk to you guys later.